On February 16, 2026, there was a massive surge of Discord account getting compromised. Originally, I thought, oh wow, this is still a thing? And I thought people always advise on not clicking random links. But that thought process soon turned into a spiral of rabbit holes I originally didn't intend to dive into. Hi, my name is Zero Aiden, a programmer by day, VTubers at night. My background is mostly in IT, but I do have my fair share of interest in cybersecurity. Kit Boga, John Hammond, and Scam Payback are my go-to entertainment, as well as keeping up to date with the latest software and hardware vulnerability. Learning the latest social engineering also helps me to understand what kind of people these attackers are targeting. I was aware of the news on X, formerly known as Twitter, also known as Hellhole, that a lot of people's Discord accounts were compromised. Originally, I didn't think much of it until a fellow Malaysian VTubers by the name of Sonic IDK sent me a Discord friend request. I was like, oh yeah, your account were compromised. Then it got me thinking, out of all people, how come Sonic's account was compromised? So while I was live streaming, I started asking questions and did some digging, so I was getting more and more invested with the situation. He was playing Minecraft at the time, and someone in his friend list invited him to download a modpack. At the time, he didn't know that the account was compromised in the first place, so he clicked on the link, downloaded the supposedly modpack, ran the ASC file, and the rest is obvious. Is it a coincidence that he was playing Minecraft and someone asked him to download the modpack? Maybe. But this is the core of social engineering, figuring out what you're doing and making a profile so that it's easy to target you. And because his account was compromised, the attack spread to another Malaysian VTuber, Elfie from Project Orbit. Both of them are mutual friends on Discord and IRL, so she was asked by Sonic to try out his friend's game named Vespers. Again, she thought that he is the real deal. Download the game, and the rest is history.
I didn't know that he got hacked at the time, so I just interact with him like we normally do. And at that time, I was actually setting up my stream. I think it was like a few hours before my stream until Sonic telling me if I have a few minutes to play games with him. I think he said something like testing for his friend because he made a promise and all that. And I was being a bit gullible. I trusted him. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Because at that time, I thought that maybe I shouldn't reply because I was busy at that time. But when he said, like, give him a few minutes, so like, I thought maybe I can help. But I didn't know at all. I never thought that it was a hacker. So I went into the link. I saw this I don't know, this website. I can't tell if it's suspicious because the website looks like
legitimate,
you
yeah,
know.
okay.
Yeah, so I just downloaded it and I put the zip file into my terabyte, and that was the time when my PC kind of got crashed. My browser got crashed, and then my Discord also got crashed. And then I saw this one, I think like an exe thing appear on my computer saying that this installer couldn't work. And then I sent that screenshot to Sonic and told him like, Sonic, I kinda a bit scared. What does this mean? Can you tell your friend like fix it or something? And then I didn't know. I saw a new message came in. The username is kind of suspicious too. Like, I don't accept anyone on my Discord. Even if people added me, I wouldn't accept them from the friend request. But then I was surprised that this person actually one of my friend list, and then the person like, you know, say hi to me, and I'm like, okay, I check the person's name and like, who is this? I keep on like checking. Until then, he messaged again and telling me, please reply something. I don't remember. And then I didn't actually reply until he sent me the whole things about me. Starting from, you know, my passwords, all my data, my personal information and all that. I got really scared because at that time he literally exposed everything about me. So I immediately ran to ask my big brother like, can you check this out? Because I was a little, you know, I was scared. And then this person told me like he's giving me like 2 minutes to give him money, or else he's going to steal all of those accounts and sell away. I told him that I don't have money. I'm like, bro, I don't have money. Even if you check my bank account, it's nothing right now. And then he told me like, how much you have? And I told him, no, I don't really have anything. And he said, okay. He wanted about 200 something in dollar. He gave me like 5 minutes to ask other people to give me money, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna believe in that. But at that time, I just felt like my PC is being controlled. I feel like they are listening to me. So I immediately, opened my LAN cable. I also plug off my audio jack and all that. And then I also tried to telling everyone. I think the first thing I announced is I asked the management in Project Orbit to block me and all that, because I got a feeling that they're actually watching me. I don't know, my instinct telling me that, so I have to message on the phone. And the fact that they actually just locked me out after that is really scary too. And then I checked on my email. I tried to to get back my account, and I found out that I couldn't get Elfie's account, but I managed to keep my main account instead. Then they actually directly emailed me through my main email next. They told me the same thing, if you want your account back, give me your money or else I'm going to sell it. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now, on first glance, this is textbook malware attack, but you have to consider, if my account were compromised, people would trust me as I am working as a full-time programmer and I am also a part-time game developer. Sonic is within the computer science line, so it makes sense why people would trust it. So, here are the two websites that both Sonic and Elfie were affected by. Be warned, do not click the link unless you know what you're doing. The first link is Curie SMP, and the second one is Vespers. At first glance, they look harmless, almost too professional. But don't be fooled. Using inspect elements, which is a hacker's best friend, we can uncover some shady stuff. Let's take a look at Vespers' website. The download link points to a Dropbox account, which is already a red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, is this at all? This is where I would like to inform people, for game demos, it is mostly likely to be safe, generally, if it's from itch.io. For those who doesn't know, Itch is a platform where a lot of indie developers would publish the game either for a small fee or for free with optional donation if you would like to support the developer. For instance, this page from Kodomo Range Studio, which is based in Penang, is well made, and you'll likely engage with the developer through Twitter, Discord, and other social media listed. Granted, not all developers are like this. For instance, my old visual novel game on Itch is basically a potato, but you generally get a sense of whether developers are legit or not. Also, if we go back to the Vespers page using inspect element and then reverse search the image were ripped from an Itch game named Ecclesia. Even the header is ripped from Itch if you look at the link there. Also to note that the header's comment was written in Turkish, and if I know any better, this is AI generated code if I haven't seen one. The code comment with the checkmark on gives away, since it is the most common thing ChatGPT and other AI tools would do. Ask me how I know. Originally, I wanted to show you guys my discovery when I spin up Kali Linux and try to reverse engineer the exe file, but it feels too long and too technical to explain. I do, however, have a link of a report if you guys are interested. I'm using Hybrid Analysis, a free automated tool where you can upload a malware and it will generate a report for its finding. Links in the description. Up until the time of me publishing this video, both websites are still up. I've already reported this matter to the FBI, and the talent agency has already made a report to local authorities. I'm looking into reaching out to the Turkish authorities since I have some information that they would love to have to apprehend the culprit. Sonic managed to retrieve his Discord account back, but Elfie is not so lucky. She managed to retrieve most of her account, but she haven't got her Google account back, and her YouTube channel is still deleted by the time this video is published. If there's any update, I'll put a pinned comment down there. But she's looking forward to start streaming again and entertaining her audience. To her fans, please be patient as we sort things out behind the scenes. So, what can we do about it? Let's talk about securing your online account and best practices from tech giants. Because if there's one thing they're good at, it's protecting the data. Yours is negotiable. First, please start using device-based two-factor authenticator. This can be Google Authenticator or Authy, but my personal favorite is Auth. This is because if your Google account gets compromised, at least you got a separate authenticator not tied to it. Steam have its own MFA with Steam Guard. Scan QR code from your smartphone and boom, security. Using an authenticated app, you need to link it to every account that you own. Discord, Twitter, Meta, and even Gmail. Just make sure to back everything up before transferring that to a shiny new phone that you'll be eyeing for a year. But hacker can still get my account even with MFA, I hear, Kari. Well, this is where tech companies and even banks adopt best practices. Never leave your account logged in. It's convenient to click stay logged in so that you don't have to type your password every single time, but by doing that, you're leaving a session token stored in your browser. Hackers can steal that token, inject it into the machine, and your browser will think, oh, welcome back, friend, while the actual strangers dance through your DMs. If you used online banking before, try logging on your browser and go AFK for a few minutes. The site will automatically log you out. That's not just annoying, it's security. This is the best practice that all online banking sites has implemented for years. If typing password every single time stresses you out, try out a password manager like NordPass or Bitwarden. It autofills password and can generate them too, which brings me to my next point. Please change your password at least every 6 months. This has been drilled into us for years and is still valid. If you're really paranoid or just like cool gadgets, consider a physical passkey. Google offers digital passkey, but as I said, if your Google account gets compromised, then you're in trouble. I haven't used one personally, but I had strong recommendation from IT folks to use YubiKey. It's a USB device that authenticates that you are, in fact, you. Device-based authenticator is crucial because without it, nobody can access your account. The downside, if you lose it, you have to jump through support ticket hoops. People always say, don't click random links, but what if it's someone that you trust, but you're not sure if they're legit? Use VirusTotal to scan URL or files for malware. However, keep in mind, it might give false positive, so do your due diligence. Contact the person through another platforms like Twitter, Facebook Messenger, or even TikTok, because nothing says, are you hacked like a DM on 3 different apps. As I mentioned earlier, if someone wants you to try out their games, please make sure that it's from itch.io or other reputable platforms like Steam. You can also ask what game engine they're using, when the game was developed, is there any GDD or game design documents, and if they have someone else to vouch for the game. Keep asking questions, and if they can't answer it, chances are it's malware. Never ever download it from a random website, except from a reputable companies like MiHoYo for Honkai Star Rail or Yorstar for Heaven's Been Red to download a launcher. For Minecraft mods, have the person upload to known platforms like CurseForge or Moderator. If they want you to download a modpack, it should be in a zip file, not in exe. Exe files are for programs, not pixel blocks. Uploading to Google Drive helps a bit since Drive have built-in virus detection, but it's not foolproof. If you think that your data has been leaked by big companies, you can use data broker removal services like DeleteMe or Incognito. However, do keep in mind if that services are supported in your country. For example, Incognito is not supported in Malaysia, so do your research before getting the best data brokers removal service that are best for you. Another services that you can use is Have I Been Pawned, where you can put your email and see if there are any breaches happen for your account. If there's more than one, it's time to change your password immediately. All the links will be in the description down below. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Let's be real for a moment. Sonic is the comeback. Elfie is still fighting to fully recover. But here's what I need you to understand. Scenes like this are happening all over the internet right now. You could be next. That is, unless you make the most important decision of your life. Enable MFA on everything. Not just Discord, not just your email, everything. Use an authenticator apps, not SMS. And for the love of all that is holy, stop using stay login like it's a harmless convenient. Verify before you trust. That friend who sent you a link, message them on another platform. That amazing modpack, check the file extension. Zip, good. Exe, bad. That game demo from a new developer, ask question. Real developers can answer them. Scammers cannot. The attackers aren't just sending click here for free Roblox link anymore. They're watching, they're learning. They're figuring out that if you're a Minecraft player, a game developer, a VTuber, and they're tailoring their trap specifically for you. That's not paranoia, that's just a reality of the internet in 2026. I'm not saying you need to be some paranoid hermit who never clicks everything. I'm saying take 10 minutes today to lock your accounts down. Change that password you've been using since middle school. Set up that MFA you've been putting off. Message that friend who sent you a weird link last week. Because here's the truth, you don't need to be unhackable. You just need to be a harder target than the next person. Make the attacker give up and move on to someone else who still use password 123. The internet is not safe, but you can be smarter. I'm Zero Aiden. Stay safe, keep your account secure, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.